Okay, the last thing ran out. I patted these dry somewhat. Okay, I've also turned them all around so they're all facing the same way now while the camera loaded. What you see here, if you can get down in here, right here at the end, this is opposite the bone. The bone's on this side. Right here, this section right here, this little fat right here, got it here, here, here. If you can see this up close here, see all that little fat in between there? That's just what you call flavor. So what this is right here, this is what's called the money muscle. Oftentimes in competition, they will slice pieces of this rather than pull it. And they will present this along with some of this as their pulled pork. This will make people cry. I'm going to show you how to get that part separate if you're so inclined. You just cut it right along the fat here. And you just gotta get down in there and try to separate it out right along that fat. And what we're going to do with that is, I'll show you in a minute. We're gonna rub this whole portion separately. So I'll do this one. Okay. All right. So there, as you can see, that's one big chunk of meat right there, and that is going to be very special. I'm going to do these two. I'm going to do these two later. Okay. First thing you want to do, you notice I put my rings on the table. First thing you want to do with these is you want a silicone brush of some sort. This is vegetable oil. You want to just paint it on there. Not too liberally. You don't need all that much. What this is going to do is this is going to help the rub stick, and it's also going to help the rub dissolve, because a lot of the spices in the rub won't dissolve with water. They will dissolve with oil, however. So we're going to put a little bit of vegetable oil on both of these. Canola is fine, corn oil, whatever you want to use. I use vegetable oil. It seems to work out very nicely. Also, what the vegetable oil does, believe it or not, is it helps promote the bark, because that is actually going to turn a little bit itself when it's under heat. You want to paint both sides. Like I said, not too much, not too little. Just kind of paint both sides. This other one here. And a little bit. And we're ready to go. You can see this one's kind of falling apart. With the boneless ones, you probably want to use some string to hold them together. The bone seems to hold these things together a little bit, but if you use boneless, go ahead and tie them up with some string, like a package. Normally I would use a shaker. I'm not going to use this shaker this time because this actually has my rib rub in it. So this is my rub. Like I said, you've got the recipe already. Just sprinkle it on there, okay? And then just very, very lightly rub it in, okay? And that's really all you're doing. I'm trying not to make too much of a mess here. I took my rings off for a reason, as you can see. This is going to get a little bit dirty. It's going to get a little bit messy. Now you want to cover everything here. There's probably really no reason to cover the fat, but what the heck. Okay. Try to break up these little pieces of brown sugar as much as you can. Sugar is going to help form bark. That's going to caramelize on top of there. You want to get all sides of your meat. You want to get it all covered. Now what we did here is, because we separated this money muscle, now not only do we have this incredibly fatty, flavorful part, but it's actually going to crisp on both sides of there. You're going to get a bark on both sides of that. And like I said, you are going to have some very, very happy people when you serve that to them. Okay, do this side. Flip this one over. Do this side here. There's the other part of the bone. It's in both ends right there. Okay. And here. I'm going to get this end. Yeah, I'm making a little bit of a mess, but this is the way it goes. Okay, you want to get that in there. Make sure that's all rubbed, and then rub the outside of the money muscle here. Okay, now the reason we separated that out is that's going to kind of cook separate from itself, and like I said, we put rub on both sides of it. Okay, so that's 100% ready to go. This one's 100% ready to go. We'll flip these around so they're both facing the same way again. Okay, last step that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to dismiss my cameraman, and I'm going to do this myself here. There's 2 more steps I'm going to show you. With your probe, you can either go in here, like that. That's your meat probe. Or you can go in the side, here. Now, there's a bone here. Don't let the probe hit the bone, okay? The bone is right there, okay? I like to go in either through the, I would probably go in through the side on this one, and that's all you need to do. Now, in my scenario, I'm actually gonna run this probe in through the hood and then stick them in when I'm ready to go. You will probably wind up doing the same, but now I've shown you how that works. That's, you just stick your probe in. Don't worry, it's not gonna let that much of the meat juice out. You wanna get it in as close to the center as you can without actually touching that bone. So, you know, a good couple inches in and get it in there. There's one last thing I need to show you.